I really hate that you don't get rewarded for trying anymore. Case in point, for me, I used to work on the comics day in, day out for years, right? I remember when I first finished the first Purgatory Academy book, I posted it on online, webtoons or whatever, and it was slow, but it was a slow and steady progress. I would get a view here, people would leave a comment there. I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's great." And the heights that it got, the highest heights that it got wasn't dependent on my consistency of posting and uploading. It was weighed upon somebody who was higher in the food chain sharing it and posting on the front page for about a week, right? You can do a little bit of mental gymnastic and saying you wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for your consistency. But at the same time, I can say if I was friends with somebody on the inside, I would have been able to reach the same amount of highs, if not higher highs, if I just knew the right people to begin with, right? And that goes on to another thing. After I stopped posting online, I moved on to I stopped making the comics every single day. I don't think I've touched my comics in about a year now because I've just settled with the idea of if I cannot find an audience with what I have right now, it doesn't make sense for me to keep creating more to nobody. Because what I found out about myself is I am very much an end result, an end goal driven type of person, right? And it doesn't make sense for me to spend all this time creating, having my thoughts, developing my thoughts or these ideas and putting these ideas to the perspective of different characters to come to a new conclusion that can expand my mind or allow me to see the world in a different way, and then show it to nobody to help nobody else. I can easily just pick up a notepad, write down whatever I want to write, or open Audacity, pick up my mic, and spit whatever I want to spit, and be shown to a larger audience than I ever could be able to reach if I were to spend more time just developing my craft, right? And it's just how the game is played right now. You're not rewarded for the effort, you're rewarded for the noise. And you could say that I'm doing this because I'm still grinding away at trying to get to where I need to be in life, or where do I want to be in life. But it's just not at the same thing. It's not at that level of doing what I am good at, doing what I want to do, and doing what works. I think that's concept is called ikigai or something like that, right? I'm not the best guy to explain it, but I think the concept is something like that. And another thing that comes to mind when it comes to not being rewarded for working hard, streaming. As soon as I stopped streaming the comics, because working on the comics, streaming the comics was just killing my mental health. Because when I stream to nobody. I try to focus on it. I try to focus on what I'm drawing. But when there's just not even somebody to go back and forth with, it kind of kills me inside. It kills my brain, you know? it was nice to try it out when YouTube Shorts was a thing, when you could first live stream on the vertical and get people saying, "Hi, what's going on? Oh, this is cool." That just chopping it up. But that first 30 minutes of literally nothing, it killed me, dude. It made me just not want to do it because it just reminded me that I'm making something for nobody. I don't make for myself. I make things so I don't rot. If I don't do anything, I rot, right? And I started streaming as soon as I stopped making the comics because there was one guy or a handful of people that would always show up. There was somebody that I was able to bounce off of. And my analytical brain of what I'm playing, because I like playing story-based games. I just like playing story-based games, and I like dissecting the mechanics, dissecting what the director wanted me to do, and just trying to deconstruct the game and form it in a way, thinking about how I can make it into something that I would probably be interested in making one day, right? But I only did that because I could see the audience being back and forth in the audience of one, maybe two, sometimes three, but usually one. And that one would occasionally, he would gives me games to play on the stream for the net after I finish another game, or just send me a donation for providing the entertainment value that I did with my online streams. And I'm thinking, wow, I am having way more fun. This is way more fulfilling than making the comics for nobody and going online and posting it everywhere, and to the point where just posting it every single day, trying to get people to care about what I care about, it's draining. It sucks. Why would I want to do this? Right? Like, I do want to keep writing. I do want to keep creating things. I do want to do X, Y, and Z. But the era of the internet, it's just not for that. My era, I have to convince a normie who just want to watch jingling keys, or somebody who just want to hear me rant on the internet, to care about what I care about. Trying to find that Venn diagram. Or maybe there is an audience for people who care about what I'm making, what I have to say through the pen, but there's not an avenue to reach that audience. Not an avenue that I know of. So that's why I just delegated the whole heralding of the comics that I have made to just advertising online. And if that works out, I keep saying when it works out, because I just, like, if I don't have faith in myself, then why even bother? But I keep saying when, but now I'm like, if it works out, then I'll go back to it, because I would have accumulated an audience who backs up their words with their wallets, put the money where the mouth is, so I can create things that I know is food for the people. Until that happens, I'm just gonna keep going with the path of least resistance. That's just how the world works. Everything runs off of incentives. But yeah.